I've been covering Trump's immigration agenda all year, and Trump has done a lot.
This enormous country-destroying invasion has swamped communities nationwide with massive crime, crippling costs, and burdens far beyond what any nation could withstand.
Illegal border crossings are at historic lows, deportations are climbing, and numerous avenues for legal immigration have been shut down. But the biggest story has been President Trump's highly visible enforcement efforts all over the country, but especially in big cities like here in Chicago. I came to the city to see how immigration enforcement has changed the community over the last year.
On day one, I will launch the largest deportation program in American history.
Immigration was one of the issues that helped Trump clinch the election in 2024 after millions of immigrants crossed the border illegally under the Biden administration.
And there's only one way to fix that, and it's to get them out. And it's not pretty, it's not nice, but it has to be done.
Chicago was rumored to be one of the first cities to be targeted in the crackdown. Before Trump's term started, Chuck Hernandez, chairman of the Chicago Republican Party, hosted border czar Tom Homan in this area.
And we're going to start right here in Chicago, Illinois.
I was in law enforcement for almost 30 years, and I come from an immigrant family, right? I love immigrants, but we need to know who's coming into our country.
Soon after Trump took office, raids by immigration and customs enforcement ramped up around the country.
They think they can make us be silent.
As of mid-December, ICE has deported more than 450,000 people, according to an agency official. In September, the Department of Homeland Security launched Operation Midway Blitz in Chicago. The Border Patrol, which typically doesn't work inside the country, led the operation. Under the command of Greg Bovino, agents combed Latino neighborhoods for people they suspected of being here illegally. They've also been accused of using aggressive military tactics to capture migrants and counter protesters.
Our officers act legally, ethically, and morally in all law enforcement actions, whether it's Los Angeles or Chicago.
There are a lot of people who try to say, deport the criminals, but leave everyone else be. How do you feel about that?
The city of Chicago can easily turn these people over to the federal government and work with them. But because they're being defiant, we're seeing that ICE is being forced to go into neighborhoods and try to apprehend these individuals. And there is collateral individuals that are being caught up in it, yes, that are here illegally. Our Democrat politicians are making it a point to resist the federal government in this area where this has become a chaotic situation. We've seen crime drop dramatically, and so we don't have enough manpower here in Chicago. So I welcome the federal agents coming into Chicago and helping to fight crime.
Little Village is one of the largest Hispanic neighborhoods in Chicago and has been heavily targeted by ICE. Businesses here, like Taqueria Los Comales, say sales have suffered because customers are afraid to leave their homes.
Right, and then una orden de chips con salsa. What we have seen is people do come out in the evenings now because the raids haven't been happening in the evening as far as people can see. The reality is that sales are down 30 to 40%, and with some other businesses, I've heard even up to 60%. Smaller businesses, how long are they going to be able to withstand that?
When Border Patrol and ICE was on the street, what did it feel like?
It was surreal to see something like that because the rest of the city or many parts of the city haven't seen it, so people are not aware that it's happening. We are training people to use whistles, and they start blowing their whistles when they see ICE. People start honking their horns. The community rapid response team follows the vehicles so that we can continue to report live. Of course, all of us are being affected.
Go, push! Get out of the way for the Bearcat!
A high-profile raid on an apartment building in September captured in footage by DHS, sent ripple effects throughout the city. Like here in Albany Park, with property owners like Andrew Levin.
I'm just imagining, that the video of the raid on the building in the south side where the helicopter lands on the roof.
Well, the publicity surrounding that, everybody knew about that story and was afraid that it could happen in their building. So I think people really decided to stay indoors. Electronic payments has increased over the last 2 months. So people will call our office and give us their information over the phone. They'll use a credit card, they'll use their bank account information. But at the same time, our delinquencies has also ticked up as well. People aren't getting as many hours at work because some companies are cutting back their hours, or they don't feel comfortable going to work, so they may be taking off a couple days and not making as much money as they used to. And it's a concern that we have.
On the south side of Chicago, some residents were frustrated when the city opened a temporary migrant shelter in the neighborhood in 2023.
Many of these residents say they no longer have any tolerance for the disruptive behavior by those seeking asylum here. It's making them feel unsafe.
A pastor at a nearby church, Reverend Kenneth Phelps, said some of his congregants felt frustrated that the city was providing resources to migrants that local residents had long been asking for.
I think it was the lack of consideration and lack of engagement that created that tension.
How do you hold those thoughts? Like, we need to help these people, but my own congregants, they also need a ton of help.
Well, for me, it wasn't either or, it's and both. I represent both the Black and brown community, and I just refuse to choose. For me, it's both.
The shelter was closed in May of 2024, but it left a lasting impression on the neighborhood's residents, including congregants at the church.
It's like there were city entities and resources that were made available for the migrants. And opposite, it wasn't made available for the African American. I feel really different now. They're human beings. They need to be treated as such.
As enforcement continues, residents are still adjusting to their new reality.
ICE is here! ICE, la migra! ¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
I understand that if a law has been broken, that there has to be ramifications. The only thing that I really don't understand is we had an opportunity to make true advancements in immigration reform, and they haven't been made. There's still fear amongst a lot of our community.
Trump says the enforcement efforts this year are an accomplishment.
In a few short months, we went from worst to best. We're deporting criminals, restoring safety to our most dangerous cities.